Sorry, I was about to say welcome back to Tally CA Connect, but as I can see that a lot of our audience today has joined for the first time, so it's so great to meet you all. The CA Connect series, I'll just take 1 minute to say what the series is about. So, we conduct this Tally knowledge session every Wednesday at this forum where we pick newest features of TallyPrime, sometimes the hidden features of TallyPrime, underutilized features of TallyPrime, or as and when any due dates or any refresher courses required by the audience, and we receive requests in our CA community, and we pick up a topic. So today we are going to discuss how do you do multiple location accounting and synchronize your books with our head office. And I'm very pleased to announce that our expert for today is also new to this forum. So please allow me to welcome CA Nilay from Jamnagar. Nilay is a practicing CA with experience on compliance, accounting, as well as process design, MIS structuring, system audits, internal controls across diverse industries. We are very happy to note that CA Nilay is a Tally evangelist and have been taking sessions at CA circles, tax associations, even involved in Tally implementation at various corporates and firms. So thank you, Nilay. We are very grateful for your time and curating this session for our audience today. And for the first time, joinees at our CA Connect forum, special warm welcome to you. I'm sure if the session is productive for you, please do join. Look for the meeting invites every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Thank you so much, Nilay. We are very happy to see you here. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Komalji. Thank you very much. Very good afternoon to all the participants. I am CA Nilay Popat. We will be glancing through one of the important feature of Tally with respect to data synchronization from the angle of multi-location accounting and online data consolidation. I am just sharing my screen so that it is visible to all of you. Just allow me a moment. I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, sir. The PPT screen is visible.
Okay. As a CA, we do accounting, we do auditing, everything. But of late, we are now compliance. We see as a mostly we can see as a burden of our day-to-day lifestyle, because compliance has become so much complex and what you can say time-bound practice, which on a daily basis we have 1 or 2 deadlines as of now. So what we can do is we can also build our accounting practice using niche softwares like Tally. While how we can align that to our routine area of practice, we can do in what we can say ki Tally helps us to build our to avoid our physical client visits. It can help us monthly data sharing, and it can help branch consolidation using the data synchronization. See, accounting practices have evolved over the period of time through physical visits, which we as a professional can surely taken care by using such accounting tools. Manual accounting or physical visits generally limits our scalability because our routine task of doing work from office only. But the modern business reality is multiple branches, multiple offices, distributed warehouses, different project sites, franchisee networks, and where centralized accounting is must as a what we can say it's not a one of the niche or one of the added or some what you can say add-on type of things. Centralized accounting nowadays helps all the businesses in multiple front to manage the compliance, to manage the business decisions, to track the growth, as well as helps in strategic decision making. how the role, what is the role of the technology in our practice, or we can say in the accounting perspective. See, we can have remote accounting where a person sitting in Delhi or a person sitting in Jamnagar will be handling the accounting of person sitting in Bangalore, Ahmedabad, Chennai, or whatever the location is. We don't have any locational disadvantage. Secondly, we can have centralized consolidated data where the data will flow among both the systems at branch or HO, or what you can say, the location 1 to location 2, in a real time basis or on the need basis, as per our choice. It cannot, there is no rigidity in Tally as such that you can have multiple angle, multiple wayouts to synchronize your data. Third, you can implement the real-time reporting using the dashboard and everything else. How we can ensure this? What are the models? How we can, what you can say, how we can implement such things? See, there are three models as such: client office accounting, where we can keep the data in the client's office, and we can have simple, what we can say, synchronization based direct direct accounting. Then C office accounting, where client himself does certain part of things like sales and routine task of some bank entry like receipts entries or some purchases, and rest of the accounting like banking and journal payments, etc., TDS entries, etc., are taken care of by the CA at his own office. And sorry, what we spoke about last was about hybrid model. The second was C office accounting, means we took all the data and we just manually enter the data in the our own office. But hybrid model enables us to make entries in the client's data as well as on our C office data as well. It helps us in control and scalability both. How multi-location accounting architecture works. Branch offices and head offices have must have synchronized data. See, say a branch is there in the Mumbai and a head office is there in Jamnagar. So how we will have to ensure the sales registered at the branch synchronizes on a real-time basis or on certain predefined batches, or what we can say, defined predefined intervals on a daily basis, on a half hourly basis, on a hourly basis, etc. It depends on our requirement. We can synchronize the data to our office, sorry, to a head office, also to our CA's office, as well as the reverse can be implemented at the branch level. This helps us in our centralized reporting and oversight because we have all the data available with us. The data will be consolidated in the head office server, where you can simply pull the data in any other, what we can say, dashboard, or you can also export and create your own dashboarding through Excel and etc. This helps us to keep an oversight over the data as well as how we manage our accounting part. How TallyPrime enables this multi-location synchronization, or what you can say, multi-location accounting. It has features of server-based and client-based synchronization data exchange model, where we can simply set up the synchronization once, and then it keeps on flowing the data automatically or as on demand basis whenever required. It also helps us to resolve our conflicts within the data and exchange, where say a sales entry having a ledger named ABC is there in the branch, but it is not yet created at the HO level, where the masters have been strictly created by the masters team only, then the transaction will immediately remain within the conflict zone, where you have to resolve the conflict by creating necessary masters. You can also define automatic creation of masters. So Tally helps us to plan our data flow as per our need. Client systems and server systems generally have synchronization rules, where you can simply specify how your data will flow, what type of voucher types will flow, how data will be saved at the saving of every entry, or just simply on demand basis, etc. How synchronization works? There are one-way synchronization, where you just simply keep on sending the data. Then there is a two-way synchronization. In two-way synchronization, both the client and server exchange data, and you can simply have what we can uh, say sales entry is there in the branch, and you have purchase entry. But since you are working in a multi-GST approach, both the data must have, say, purchase and sales is there, should be there at the branch level. So when we are entering only sales entries, the branch can also pull the purchase data from the server, so that it can effectively make up for the reporting purpose. Controlled syncing is there, where only predefined set of entries or predefined set of voucher types can be synchronized, not all the voucher types or not all the entries. For us, we can plan as a CA firm that we can simply set up synchronization in a only controlled manner or whatever way we want. See how we can implement this multi-location, what we can say, multi-location accounting in through TallyPrime. Say a business is having multiple retail stores, where only the sales entries are generally taken care of, and only the branch transfers and small payments with respect to the local authorized up to certain limits authorized by the HO. There wouldn't at franchisee stores or like own company stores, generally the purchase entries automatically flow from the HO through branch transfers like that. So we in the retail business face multiple challenges like stock visibility, how we have to monitor our receivables, and how we track the profitability of that business. So we can resolve these issues through consolidated business visibility available through this multi-locational, or what we can say, synchronization feature of Tally. We have centralized reporting of branch sales, stock levels, receivables, and profitability. All the things can be we can, what we can say, manage through Tally. We can simply monitor stock levels of the branch, also of the HO level. How we can we have to plan the reorder levels, minimum order levels, etc. We can also have receivable controls, because a person, or sorry, a branch, if is having certain higher level of receivable, it can pose a business risk for the HO also. And then last but most important, profitability. A business has to on a continuous basis monitor its profitability. So it is important for all of us, or as a CA also, we are now focusing more on the what we can say, a helping hand of the business, rather than just a monitoring tool for the business. We are focusing more on the management side. We can help management to ascertain how it can improve its business operations, profitability, stock levels, etc. Uh, uh, Security and governance in this multi-location accounting is one of the important parameter, because you have to ensure that only the authorized persons are accessing the data, or you have all the audit trails, you have necessary backups, and your data is validated, because audit trail will have each and every record of the changes done within the entries. During the multi-locational accounting in Tele, when we face any conflict, we generally can handle it like the entry which is there reflecting in the branch can be accepted. We can accept the HO version, or we can keep it simply as a manual review, and the person resolving the conflict can manually and edit the voucher and can save the same. These features actually enable multiple opportunities for CA firms. As of now, we simply focus on getting the tele data through emails. We are used to getting the tele data through emails, through Google Drive or OneDrive or like that. Simply, the person on the other side will simply send the data through Google Drive or email, and then we will export and unzip, and will again access the data as a whole. But this can be a time consuming process, as well as the data with the CFM will not be having the same entries, because it will not be getting updated on the live basis, or we can say it will not be getting updated on a real time basis. But considering the present scenario of business working, we must have a real time basis accounting facilities, as well as overview and monitoring, where you can simply do the internal audits, or you can set up internal reviews of such data at your own office, using these features, where all the data will automatically flow and you can audit, and the same auditing will then back flow to the branches level, and where the entries will get logged or similar things can be ensured. uh, this multi-locational, or what we can say the underutilized feature of Tele, can help us develop our accounting outsourcing practice. It can also help us to set up the whole MIS reporting of the firms, where you are not dependent on the day-to-day receipt of data, because the data will flow automatically through the exchange of synchronization feature of the Tele. And you can also ensure what Excel based, or Power Pivot based, or whatever different analytical tool you are using, you can simply use even Tele dashboard also. Multi branch supervision can be ensured through this synchronization, or multiple remote location based accounting. And you can also develop your financial advisory services. So for CA firms, it's a one of the most usable, what you can say, a feature, where you can simply enable a certain option for the first time, and then it just generally does not require any changes, but depending upon case to case basis, it may require that you may change certain options, or you can incorporate certain voucher types, or like that. For CAs building a scalable practice, technology helps us to manage multiple businesses remotely with better supervision. So I have kept this small PPT for primary understanding of us. We will now just one more slide is there. Technology, we will see it later. Actually, it was kept for end. Technology will not be replacing us, but the chartered accountants who use technology, will replace automatically those who do not. So it doesn't matter how your what is your age or what is your present practice is, but in this field of in this era of AI, where everything gets done automatically through agentic AI, but still where the human brain is to be applied, there is some what you can say the instinct based things or the subjective models are there. We have to uh, be there as a human approach, and technology is surely going to help us. uh, we will now shift to the actual demo, or what you can say actual usage of this uh, multi-locational accounting purpose in Tele. Friends, generally, when we are implementing this feature of exchange, data exchange, it is enabled through. एक minute, it's- yes. We can enable the data exchange flow through this option, Alter Z, exchange, and synchronization. Here, the sync options are there. You can set up the client rule. You can configure first as a client server configuration, and then you can simply create another data in the branch level, and you can ensure that all your data is synchronized. We will practically go through from the very first stage. So how we can enable this? We can just simply go to the exchange, then configure, and then ensure that you have both. Your TallyPrime acts as a client or server, or both, because we generally keep two-way synchronization or the controlled synchronization. We should keep both as a function, a list of option. Enable ODBC, yes, and port, it depends on your ports also, because each person will have their own teleports. Generally, it is 9,000, but some those who have configured themselves about different ports may have other ports as well. So once you save this, Tele will automatically restart, and then you can enable the data exchange. How you can enable the data exchange? Say I am creating a branch one as a company, and I want to synchronize all my data in the head office to the branch with respect to payments, or with respect to here. As of now, we are just taking example of one company having accounting office somewhere else, and its operational office at another location. So all the entries will get reflected or will get synchronized in a two-way synchronization, right? So we will create this rule account, uh, accounting office rule, rule type, what through what data we want to exchange through this rule. We want to exchange the masters. Then this is the method of synchronization: on demand, IP URL based, or online. See, these three options are generally there, but we generally use on demand or online. IP based options are for advanced persons who can manage data through their what we can say their specified IP based located nodes or branches or servers. So on demand and online both works through tele.net. But in IP, generally, tele.net is not mandatory. It can help within your VPN or within your own specialized network. We generally use on demand because our data will, it is not necessary that the accounting office will always be online and the at the time of the operations office. Accountants may generally sit as per our, as of now, we also generally sit more at late hours. Then we have to sync data from operations office, say around 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Then there will not be any person there in the operations of it because it closes at 6 p.m. So we can set up on demand basis synchronization where the data will get uh, flowed from the HO to branch as per our demand based. Here, next, the server accounting ID, server account ID. Here, the server account ID is the tally.net ID, which of the license which we are using, or depends on the other persons also. Company name, say here we will be creating branch 1, and direction, because it's an head office, we will simply keep same, because we will not allow anyone in the branch to create the masters. Branches will have to ensure that all the masters are created at the HO level only, and then HO staff will allow the flow of the data from head office to the branch. So we can set alter the configurations here. There are two options. Synchronize altered masters. Yes, we want to synchronize all the masters, whichever letter gets updated also, and send base currency symbols along with the amounts. It is applicable only in the case of multi-currency scenario. As of now, we will keeping it as no. So after saving this, we will now create a company called branch 1. Say the branch 1 is in Gujarat. As of now, we are not entering anything else. We'll just enable first the access, this access. So the branch 1 is there. Now we will synchronize the branch 1 with the tally.net, and tally.net will automatically create an option to enable the rule. Let's see how it can happen. We are now just shutting the branch, and we will open the branch tally as a separate node, because a separate window, so that we can understand how the data flows. See, now we once synchronize this, we will now have the option to activate that rule. The accounting office rule can be activated now. It will again give the branch to modify whether to ignore the altered voucher types masters or not, because altered voucher types generally, what we can say, creates difficulty in other entries also. So voucher types should be modified only by the person who is responsible, or who has a advanced knowledge of configuration within the enterprise. So here we are just keeping it as a yes, and all other options are keeping as default only, and we are activating this rule. Uh, yes, Mr. Dinesh Andani, you can just simply type your query as of now. If you have any query with respect to this, we can take up, or else we will take up the query at the end of the session. But if you are just having any query with respect to this, you can simply put in a chat, please.
So they're asking about to repeat the rule activation part. If you can.
Rule activation part. Okay. Okay. Let's go through it again. For any rule to be activated or created, we have to first go. एक minute. We first have to go to the exchange and then to all sync options and client rules, where we can create any rule. Say now we want to create a rule for transactions. So we will select the rule as a rule type transaction. Here we are keeping it as on demand only as of now. Then Nilay Popat at gmail.com, because it's the tally.net ID which I have, and the company name on the server, because it's the name of the company will be branch 1, so I have kept is branch 1. Since it's a transaction data, we are keeping the direction of sync as a both, where you can simply what we can say, keep all the voucher types, or you can modify which voucher type you want to allow and which voucher type you don't want to allow. Say you, in the sending part you want to allow all the voucher types and do not want to disallow anything else, you can simply keep like that. And in the receive data you want to simply receive receipts only or the sales only, you don't want anything else from the branch, because the branch is having power of only sales entries, or there is a one what we can say, there is one PC set up at the um, uh, say in one of our client, there is they have dispatch location different from the admin office. So when a person is there sitting at the dispatch office, it can he can simply create a sales bill, and that sales bill can be fetched automatically on the server using this. And we are not allowing any other voucher types to get synchronized, because we don't want any other erroneous entries in the HO books. So we are disabling any other entry other than the sales from the branch. There are other options also. Synchronize altered transactions. You can keep this yes if you want to sync all the alterations also getting synchronized. Otherwise, generally altered transactions, if you keep it no, the altered transactions will not flow to the branch or to the HO depending upon the circumstances. So generally, this should be kept as yes. Synchronize after every save. Say each after every sales entry, if you are keeping yes, then say only for the sales at least, all the sales bill will automatically get will flow to the on demand server, and then it can be fetched by the person who is sitting at other location. There are other options also there. Exclude exclude masters while sending. Enable sync for deleted transactions. Send base currency symbol along with amounts. It depend upon your requirement. You can modify these options and you can set up the sync. Exclude masters while sending. No. While if you see, generally by default, if a branch makes any new sales to a new customer, the tally will automatically save that new party and will try to push that master to the HO books automatically. But if in the HO, if you want to exclude any masters as of now, then you can simply keep like this. Voucher types we had discussed, override opening balances. Since ledgers will get synchronized also at master level, all the data within that ledger, including the opening balances, will get flowed to the other location. So we have to ensure that opening balances are there. If the opening balances are not to be overwritten, you can simply specify no. Except non-based currency transaction, this is applicable only for the multi-currency scenario, which we are as of now keeping aside. And in banking, override the manually set transaction status. See here, we can simply select any option like when the amount is changed, then only we should be allowed to change the transaction status. We have saved that synchronized rule. Now we will synchronize the both the rules again so that it will reflect for activation in the branch books. See, as of now, you have only one rule, right? Only accounting office, master rule only there. Then we can have transaction rule also, which is pending for activation. Now we have transaction rule. We can set this as like we can deactivate this rule when client rule is changed from the HO. So when it is kept yes, it is generally preferable to set yes, because whenever there is any change, the synchronization should automatically stop unless the person responsible for setting this up reviews these things, and it can enable again the rule so that all the transaction flow works better. You can have different options. These are nearly similar to that. Synchronize altered transaction, allow, disallow, voucher types. See, previously in the HO books, we had kept to receive only sales data. So in the send data in the branch, we have only sales vouchers, right? And in the receive, all the voucher types will be received at the branch level. Exclude masters while sending, no. Enable sync for deleted transactions. Depending upon your requirement, you can enable or disable based on your own perception of security within the enterprise, whether you should allow the deleted transactions to be synced or not, or whether the deletion rights are to be given or not. We have to what we can say analyze and then implement. Arunji, we will take your question after 2 or 3 demos of the transactions. We will simply keep. See, in the branch company, which .NET ID is to be put up? Because in the branch net, uh, because I am doing it from my own office and from my own tele login. So I am using my ID only. You can, if your branch is having different, what you can say, tele.net ID, you have to ensure that you are having that ID while setting up the rules. First, let us complete this configuration window. We will take up the question as soon as possible. Enable sync for deleted transactions. As discussed, we can set up as per our own requirement. Then for receive configuration, we can ignore received masters if received mask if already present. Ignored altered voucher type masters. We had discussed why it is important that we should ignore the voucher type masters changes, because if there is any sudden changes in the voucher types, it can affect all the transactions. Vinit ji, you can simply put up your query in the chat box or the Q&A. We will take up the same. Then we are accepting is, we are activating, and now again we are synchronizing. So now we have both the rules activated, both the rules are there. Now the data will flow automatically from the HO to the branch. See, I am creating one ledger. See, the ledger, there are only two ledgers in the HO, and there are only two ledgers in the branch. So we are creating ledger ABC as a sundry debtor. And then we can synchronize this. So let's see how it happens. Since we have set up on demand only, so you have to place both, you have to synchronize in the both branch and the head office. See, in the branch, the ABC ledger is automatically being created. So the masters flow automatically. Now we are creating two entries in the branch. Say payment entry, cash to ABC, 1,200 rupees on account. We had created this. Then we are also creating the sales entry, ABC. We are creating one item also. Sorry, as of now we are not taking item based. We can also create items and then synchronize same way. ABC is the ledger of sorry, ABCD, which you can say consulting income, direct income. Then it depends on GST. Say 100 rupees, we have to set up CGST ledgers. We have to set up SGST ledgers. We can also connect with the data like this. So we now have one entry in the branch, sales entry, and one payment entry, right? So we will now try to move this entry to the HO. Mind well, we have not created CGST or SGST ledgers in the HO. But now see what happens. See, the sales ledger is created, consulting income ledger is created, CGST and SGST ledgers have already been created. This is how we can simply move the data from one to another location, and we can create our own what you can say remote accounting practice. Uh, Sunilji, you have asked a question that in multi-branch accounts consolidation, branch sales has to be excluded in the final accounts as per GST law, and branch transfer is considered as a sale. How to consolidate branch accounts by removing branch transfer and also reconciling with GST account? See, generally, when we move data from, sorry, we move any sale from HO to branch or branch to HO, we keep in as a branch sales. So, branch sales and branch purchases have to be generally netted off through journal entries in the consolidated data of the HO, where you can simply pass through the journal and you can have net data for reporting purpose. By doing this, you can have branch data as well, and you can have consolidated correct data at the HO level. Please repeat the step to sync data, branch data in HO. Okay. Okay. There are three other questions here. Since it's related to what we were doing, I'm taking it as of now. Please repeat the step to sync branch data in HO. See, we will again try one entry in the branch because we have kept only the sales option enabled for the branch. We will pass another sales entry ABC consulting income 10,000 CGST, SGST, and no, yes. See, now the entry is there, but we want to synchronize it with the HO. So we will enable this on demand synchronization. First, we have enabled this on demand synchronization at the branch, and now we are keeping it at the HO. See, the transaction will automatically flow from branch to HO. See the profit and loss account directed. We have consulting second bill number. See now, one thing is also there. If you want कि नहीं भाई हमें क्यों why we should again and again keep synchronization. We can modify this option of transactions and keep it as online. See, keep it like this. Synchronize after every save here, and I think for synchronization through this auto saving feature, you have to keep your company connected. Let's enable it as of now. We have not enabled the company. So the branch is now connected. Now we will connect the HO as well. So this company is now connected. So we will now create any voucher again, and it will synchronize the data through single synchronization. See, if you want to take effective benefit of this, you should keep online as a version rather than this on demand. Online keeps flowing the data automatically among both the things. It will save the data on the tele.net server, as well as it can help you synchronize the data when the companies are connected. So we are just synchronization, enabling the synchronization as an online feature. Then using this to activate again, because we had set up that any change in the rule will automatically disable the rule. So we have to again check this rule. It is yet not set up. Now we have changed both the rules. And now the data will flow automatically. See, now we are creating an entry in the HO of what you can say fourth sales, right? See here, the system is automatically synchronizing the transactions. I have not enabled any. Sorry, I have not done any synchronization for the fourth transaction, but it still got entered in the branch data automatically, just as we entered the data in the HO. Kamalji, there is one question regarding what all precautions do we need to take while splitting data or while upgrading the tele version or in case of system format? See, with respect to first two, splitting data or while upgrading the tele version, the tele itself takes care of all these things. When you split the data, the tele also allows splitting of the rules, and it will take care of these things same in the same way. But while splitting the data, you should disable the rules in the old data, because once the rule is there in the both the data, it will create a conflict. So it is better that you disable the rule in the old data which is not to be used, or which is to be stored as a separate case, and you should keep this synchronization feature enabled only in the live data. Nikunj Nathwani ji. Yes, Nikunj ji.
Just Nilay ji just saying कि it's about to be 4, so maybe we can take questions at the towards the end,
हाँ.
and because the person just we already received that we need to call it out what buttons you're pressing it so that people know it's getting difficult
Okay.
to cope up. Yeah.
There is only few things now left out as of now. So I just complete it as of first, and then we take up
Yeah.
the questions one by one, right?
Yeah.
Uh, we had now checked about synchronization, how it happens. For synchronization, let's do check about two other things. See, when you enable the synchronization, you can also have report of the status of transactions pending to be synced. Say I am creating a voucher, ABC consulting CGST, SGST. See, in the branch, we had not enabled that auto saved, so the transactions will not get auto saved at the branch level. So we have now the report of the transactions pending to be synced. Here you can automatically check the how many transactions are there and what are the transactions. You can also, by just pressing Control Enter, you can go to the transaction and you can modify if required, and you can save it again. By checking this rule, uh, you can then know ki how many transactions are pending, what things you have pending at the transaction level, at the master level also. One more thing we want to discuss about what you can say, snapshots. See, here you can simply import XMLs, and through that you can use the synchronization feature. It's a bit tricky as well. You can export your transactions like this, transaction snapshot, and you can import the same in the branch, and then a branch can import the transactions through this option. But it's better that you use client rules only, because it gives effective near real time basis reporting to us. As a CA, we can get the sales and purchase transactions recorded at the client level. See, here while setting up the synchronization, I had set up only using my ID. But if there is another ID of the client, see, the client will have another tele.net ID. So we can use that tele.net ID here, and the name of the company on that domain. Say, client ABC has what you can say, tele.net ID is abc@gmail.com and the company name ABCD. Then the company ABCD will be there in the in their tele.net ID. In that case, their tele.net must have active subscription of the tele, and then only they can do this. By doing this, you can simply do remote accounting of all the clients, regardless of any .NET, .NET, sorry, different using different .NET IDs of clients. Uh, how we want to update about. Yeah, we have seen remote accounting models for us, data synchronization setup between the server and client, multi-branch consolidation, controlled data exchange. We had only restricted data to sale flow from sales only. We can now enable within the same rule कि हम यहाँ से ही चेंज कर सकते हैं टेली में से ही. यहाँ पे हम all rules, all voucher types can be now received. at the head office level. So we can simply set up like this and synchronize. See, after saving each rule, you have to synchronize the rule with the Tally.net server, because Tally.net server works on the certain parameters where it can store your requirements. So once you enable different option, you and synchronize, Tally.net updates its own configuration and it allows you to modify your requirements. See, since we had kept that option that deactivate the rule when the client rule changes. So again, we have to enable it. And now all the data will flow. See that payment entry which we had made in the branch, if you all remember, will now be there in the head office. See, the head office payment entry is reflected from the branch. So this way you can consolidate your data, you can enable export of your data, and by using the inbuilt tele security features of restricting access to certain portion of the tele usage or features or like that, you can use it. You can also use it this feature for multi GSTN, where all the data from different branches of different states can be consolidated to the tally, because that portion is requires another technical session as well. We are just keeping that part as of now, but we can surely take up sorry, enable the option of multi GSTN for consolidating the different state branch in the home branch, oh sorry, head office of another state. Komalji, I think all of the content-wise we can
Yeah.
say we have covered as of now.
Okay.
Let's go through the questions and answers.
Sure, sir. You can see the Q&A, so it will be easier to track and
Yes,
you can
yes.
mark it in that.
We have one question from Mr. Nikunj Nathwani. In a remote accounting practice setup using TallyPrime, each client has their own tele license, while our C office also maintains a separate license. Yes. You have to enter the client's tele.net ID while creating the rules, Mr. Nigun, so that you can set up the synchronization effectively. How we should configure the tele server so that our office can remotely access and work on multiple client companies. See, here the word remote does not give access to you to the remote systems. Here, the word remote is used in the conjecture that the data is available to you when the client synchronizes, the data automatically gets synchronized in your PC as well. So this way you can work on multiple client companies at your office only and using their license only. Proper synchronization, user access management is maintained between the client system and our office system. Yes, proper synchronization can be set up. Additionally, in such a setup, will the entire remote access done by our operate? See, as discussed, we should use the client's .NET IDs because if we use our email IDs only, our .NET IDs only, it will create multiple problems as well. So it is better that you keep the client's ID only. Next question is of Rajesh Bhai Kotaria. If I have own server and tele installed server in all branches in state as well as other state was created to sell and purchase and with only one bank, also one state have multiple branches, so we need state-wise balance sheet and pan India balance sheet. So is it possible in one desk? Yes, it is possible. Through Tally, you can consolidate the data from different branches of different state. And as discussed, if you want to remove that branch cell from your consolidated data, you have to just simply create a journal within the HO. But you have to ensure that you have created appropriate, what we can say, voucher types branch wise, so that see, you cannot create the same voucher type in the tally in the HO. So all the branch wise sales voucher types or the purchase voucher types or the payment voucher types will get created using different names in the HO, and then the data can be synchronized. Continue with above question. All branches have own voucher number. So trial balance of each branch are available for profit calculation. Yes, trial balance will automatically be available, Rajesh bhai. So you can use this feature and enable this for effective monitoring. See, when you have large data, you have to first be patient while enabling these options, because one by one, if you enable the option, it will be better for UK how the data flows within your organization. We can always ensure that all the data is consolidated at the HO level. Vishwa Gunasekaran. Can we do consolidation of multiple branches daily using sync option? Yes, yes. As discussed, we can surely do it. Like all the entries are made in the branches itself, only for consolidation we can use sync function. Yes, you can always use this. For this, you should use on demand function, or you should keep your rules disabled first, and then you can simply enable the rule when you want to enable the synchronization. Shashank ji, where do I get TDL of GST expense details and GST details you have in the that's we had purchased as of now for 44 AD reporting, 44 close 44 reporting. Uh, I will share that number you separately. What about if we format the system? See, once you format the system and loss of the data happens, it is very difficult that you have, because you have to keep your data safe. Presently, now the Tele Drive feature also, so where you can take the backup of your data automatically on a daily or weekly or hourly basis as required. So it's better that you use any backup available. uh, Formatting the system of branch will do like कि आपका पूरा डेटा जो ब्रांच का है वो चला गया, तो हाउ सिंक्रोनाइजेशन विल हैपन? Will this work on cloud based tele license? If you are using tele AWS, yes, it can work on that also. Sir, we can get the recording of the session as we joined the late. Let's Komalji to address
Yeah,
this.
I was actually just typing there. So the recording we upload at our CA Connect playlist. I'll just put the link in the chat. You can see in a day or two. You will find this video for reference.
Okay, okay. If we create a sales entry at HO, how will the branch get a purchase entry automatically on synchronization? Uh, this you can ensure, I think, through Bharat Connect. But for this,
Yes, sir,
see,
we can skip this.
here you are telling about branch sales. So no, this will not be automatically synchronizing. The branch sales entries will have to be entered. Sales and purchase, sales at the HO and purchase at the branch. Even Bharat Connect, I think, Connect creates entries only for the different GSTN, right, madam? We have to see it whether it allows or not. But synchronization feature is something different. Sir, can you please show again how we sync clients' data at our office? Let's complete this Q&A. I will one last time show it. What is Bharat Connect in Tele? Okay, it's a new feature Tele has enabled. You can Komalji will share you the link of Bharat
Yeah,
Connect
I
where
will
you can
send him the link.
simply go through this option. Bharat Connect is one of the best option as of now for us because here the sales and purchase will automatically flow between the Tele users and even non-Tele users also. Those those platforms who are connected to the Bharat Connect. Data in data in C office and clients office are synced, but after synced, if some changes are made at one place, then it will take effect at other also. Yes, it depends how you enable the option within the synchronization feature. If you don't want to take the alter transactions within the your office, you can keep, but it will create again a different conflict. So you have to generally create a parameter based alteration rules. So in the original tele or in the branch tele or in the client tele, you can simply ask only the suitable person to have access of alteration of transactions. Data in C office and client office are synced, but after sync, if some changes are made at one place, then it will take effect at also other place. Yes, yes, we have answered. Sir, we have one gold license at HO and 16 silver for branches. How do sync all the branches data in head office? So, Mr. Maruti Prasad, we do these things and implement. You can simply implement this synchronization where your data need to be appropriately modified first at the branch level, and then you can consolidate all 16 branches at your HO. We can simply do it by by modifying certain voucher types and establishing appropriate synchronization rules. If you further require any help in this, you can connect me as my number will be there in the chat box in shortly. Hitesh Shalicha ji, I have set up the rules, but while syncing the sales voucher series has changed. What can be the reason mistake? Hitesh ji, I think you can have for this you set up the rules, but while syncing the sales voucher number series has changed. I need to see how you have set up your sales and everything. Sales voucher types in both HO and branch. Otherwise, it should function properly because I had demonstrated you online. It is working fine. Please share. Okay, okay. Data sync we can use for multi-branch at a time or only for head office and one branch. No, we can use it for multiple branches. Miss Pushpalata ji, we can use it for multiple branches and one HO or multiple. See, you can create it to multiple servers as well. Say you from one branch you want to send the data to three locations, then you can set up the synchronization in such a way that the data will go to all these three locations. So please send phone number of the tele officer to whom we should connect for upgrading our knowledge and solving problem. I think
Yeah. See,
madam will be better.
Yeah. So, see, firstly, I will request that you can connect to your Tally partner if you want a personalized help at your office, or you can write to support@tallysolutions.com. So they will revert to you. Or if you're a CA, please do join our CA community on WhatsApp and put in your query. Somebody will help you there in the community. So the community has chartered accountants. So sometimes the query is resolved by your peers itself. We also have product experts, our partners in the community as well, to tend to your need. But the best would be if you want direct access from Tally, that would be support@tallysolutions.com. Please put in your query. You can simply put that this is my license number. Please give me a call. I want to talk about this. They will connect with you. So that would be ideal. Yeah.
Vinit ji, you had raised a question that if the branch office raise invoice to head office, and then how it will be reflected in both the books. See, here you cannot automatically see synchronization works in the same pattern. Say sales transaction get synchronized as sales transactions only. A sale transaction cannot be synchronized as purchase transaction in the HO books. This is something different. Uh, the transaction between HO and branch have to be accounted separately. So you have to enter purchase as a purchase in branch and sales as a sales in HO. Then only the synchronization can happen. After sync, uh, after sync, the branches tally to HO. Can I view the branch wise position? And how the sync will happen when the branches have the same ledger name? The same ledger name will automatically flow to the same ledger. But after syncing the branches tally to the HO, can I view the branch wise position? No. As such, you cannot see the branch wise position unless you have enabled the cost centers and everything else. See, for merging the branch data, it requires multiple review from the multiple angle. How your data is planned, what reporting you are planning within the tally, etc. The link shared is not working. I don't get it. Which link I have not
No,
shared?
no, I shared about the CA Connect. Ms. Shivgami, I do not know why you're facing the problem because I could see that a lot of CAs actually joined using the same link. I have sent again in the chat. Please do, or you can share your number. I'll add you.
Kamlesh by Ruparel. Can you please you put your question in the Q&A or the chat box? Because we cannot have means as of now.
Okay, we've answered 35 queries. Viniji is raising hand. Viniji,
Vinith, you can also place your
yeah.
question
Sir,
in the
if you've
Q&A.
answered almost all, so can I?
Yeah,
What
I have
can I
answered
unmute
almost
then?
all.
Yeah, you've almost all. So can I unmute one or two if we can take one question on the forum? Is that okay?
You can please.
Okay. Mr. Vineet Jain, do you have a question? I have unmuted you if you want to ask the question. And Vineet Tyagiji also. Yeah, Mr. Vineet Jain, you can ask your question.
I think it's
Yeah, no, actually they unmuted, so I figured.
Hello, am I audible, sir?
yes,
Yes.
yes. Now you are audible.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
So, sir, I have a query that while synchronizing data, because what I do, I take the data from the client's system, export the data, and I import in my system. But at what
Yes, that's the basic thing which we do generally.
huh, but many times what it happens that there is a mismatch in invoice numbers of sales and purchases. So, how we will be able to control this thing in synchronization also, because uh, at the time of synchronization data comes in our system and it get merged with our invoice numbers, and it take automatically
See,
it takes the new number.
Vinit ji, What you are talking about is, say, I'm just explaining to the audience about the question of Vinit ji, which is very pertinent, and uh, it's our day-to-day problem as such. If we are not using this synchronization, it's the bigger headache while preparing the GST returns.
Yes,
See,
sir.
we have a tele data from April to December in our office. We generally ask client to again give the data, and the when we import the data, the invoice number series is gets changed, etc. Right, Vinit ji?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is the case.
So what happens is here there is a control deficiency with respect to the voucher number setup. So we have to see how your voucher numbers are set up, voucher type wise, and how how both data are combined. So unless if you are using two datas, two different data, then both the voucher type should be different as such, because if say branch 1 has having sales as a voucher type, and it has voucher number series as say B1 and B and then 0001, then another branch must have, or the HO must have different voucher series to combine the data. Otherwise you will always face this.
Okay. Means every branch which we are going to synchronize should have a separate voucher type.
हाँ. So, but better first have you set up the synchronization there?
No, no.
So
No,
unless
I
you
have not
set
done.
up the synchronization, you will not get the correct data. You just have to simply remain dependent upon the import and export, which is very cumbersome as well as very, what you can say,
Time consuming.
erroneous as well,
Yes, 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 yes.
because we have made certain changes in the tally data at the time of GST filing. Say corrected the GST number, say corrected the CGST and SGST ledgers. Client has only set up, client has only selected both the CGST ledgers, but we have to keep CGST and SGST. So we have
Yes.
made certain fine tuning to the transactions. So how we again give them while they were already going through the transaction on a real time basis. So here comes the synchronization in place. It helps us to to get the data on real time basis, and also does not bother us about keeping the transaction trailing, because transaction gets automatically synchronized to the base data.
Okay. Sir,
Can
is there
you?
any place where we can get a proper guide there? What should be the means rules to be set so that we get the exact replica of the data which the client
हाँ.
have?
सी
And
वी
if
व्हाट वी हैड डन ना, एज ऑफ नाउ, आज जो हमने किया ना, वो
हाँ,
सिंपल था. वो जो सेटअप किया उसमें क्लाइंट का पूरा डेटा का पूरा रेप्लिका आएगा आपको. सिंपल. द
अच्छा फिर सर हम
सिंपलेस्ट
भी अगर यहाँ
थिंग
पर
इज.
जैसे होता क्या है कि सर जैसे वो लोगों ने गलती किया बहुत, हम उन सब गलती को ठीक करते हैं, तो वो भी
हम्म.
फिर वहाँ पे हमारा ऑटोमेटिक ठीक हो जाएगा क्या? अगर हम
हाँ हाँ, जैसे ही आपने जीएसटी नंबर या जो वाउचर में लेजर का क्वेरी था वो चेंज किया ना, और बाद में
हाँ,
जैसे ही आपने सिंक्रोनाइज किया, तो
हाँ,
द सिंक्रोनाइजेशन विल गिव दोज अल्टरेशन इफेक्ट टू द बेस मेन डेटा एज वेल. सो ऑटोमेटिकली द चेंजेस विल हैपन.
एंड सर इसमें फिर एक इशू और आता है जैसे कि अगर हमने कोई अल्ट्रेशन किया सब्सिक्वेंटली अगर कोई इसको चेक करना चाहे कि ये अल्ट्रेशन किसने किया, क्योंकि क्लाइंट के
So
यहाँ पे भी
tele
5-6
tele
स्टाफ है।
tele edit log. It's one of the best feature of the tele, that you have timestamp wise, user wise, ledger wise changes. Even the minor A B C D changes are also covered in the tele edit log.
बट
So
सर इंडिविजुअल के
edit
केस
log
में
is one
भी
of the best feature there.
नहीं सर, इंडिविजुअल के केस में हम लोग एडिट लॉग एक्टिवेट नहीं करते हैं, मतलब
So without
प्रॉपर्टी
edit
केस में।
log you cannot track that. Without edit log you cannot track that.
ओके, ओके, गॉट योर पॉइंट सर।
Okay.
थैंक यू
Thank
सर।
you. Uh,
सर ये
Now, Vinit Tyagi ji, if you have any question.
Okay, Mr. Kamlesh, do you have a question? I didn't see, one second.
Kamlesh bhai
Mr.
Rupar.
Yeah, Mr. Yeah, Mr. Akhtar, yes.
last few questions. Now we are just
Yeah,
completing the
we are
session.
almost at the
We are
time. Yeah.
reaching the 4:30.
Yeah.
Hello.
So last two,
Hello.
three questions as of now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hello.
Mr. Naseem, yes.
Yes, ours is a CA firm having 16 branch offices. So instead of synchronization, what we wanted that because all branches are having different GST numbers. So we want independent accounting at the branch. Our concern is we want to see the branch accounting as well as we want to have consolidated balance sheet so that it can be done at a click. All the branches can be consolidated into a single consolidated balance sheet. So how that
See,
can be done? I think this will be different from synchronization because in synchronization each thing will be entries will be copied. So we do not want that solution.
and sorry, in the synchronization, what will happen?
In the synchronization entries will be copied from one place to another place. We do not want synchronization. We wanted independent branch accounting and we want to consolidate the balance sheet as a whole. So
See,
that is a
wait,
separate
wait,
requirement.
Mr. Akhtar, actually, while enabling the synchronization, you are not disabling the independent accounting of the branch. Branch can continue its own accounting, and you can simply keep on the receive. You can enable the synchronization in a receive mode only, so that the branch accounting will only keep on sending the data to the HO. It will not take any data from any other person, right? So it's better ki you set up only one way synchronization where your data from all the branches will flow to a particular single data, and then the same can be used as a consolidated data. Otherwise you don't have any other option. Other you see 16 tele datas are there. You cannot just simply combine those tele datas without any synchronization feature or like that, because
No, no.
otherwise you have to set up a proper voucher type and proper branch wise ledgers and etc.
No, I think if we use standard master data and standard grouping all
sorry
across the
sorry
branches,
sorry
I am saying that if we use the standard master for all the branches and
huh?
standard grouping of all the branches, then there should be some utility which can consolidate all the trial balances or which can consolidate all the balance sheet into a single balance sheet and give the columnar balance sheet of
This can see balance sheet consolidation or trial balance consolidation is a very simple thing. It can happen in the Excel itself. We can simply export the 16 Excel TB trial balances and then combine, because if you are keeping the same, what you can say, same ledgers and same grouping. But while ensuring those consolidation, if you want different types of reporting also, because I am not focusing only on the compliance part, I am also focusing on the business decision making, where the data has to data can be manipulated, data can be what you can say we have to get data in multiple ways. So in those scenarios we can combine the data using the synchronization feature, and it will not disable the independent accounting. Rest assured, it will keep those data intact. Your data will not get anything what you can say uh, उसमें कुछ भी चेंजेस या ऐसा कुछ अनइंटेंडेड कुछ भी नहीं होगा. यस विनीत जी.
हाँ, सर, मेरा एक क्वेरी और ये था, जैसे मैं एक टीडीएल यूज़ करता हूँ जीएसटी और टू बी रिकॉन्सिलिएशन के लिए।
जी
अब वो मेरे सिस्टम पे है, मेरे क्लाइंट के सिस्टम पे नहीं है। अब
जी
मैं अगर
जी.
सिंक्रोनाइज़ करूँगा तो ठीक है, वो मेरे क्लाइंट के सिस्टम में वो जो टीडीएल से जो मैं चेंजेस करता हूँ, जैसे एक्सेप्ट करना या रिजेक्ट करना इनवॉइस को,
See,
वहाँ पे
acceptance or rejection, I you are using in the through TDL, but
हाँ,
as of now, I think the Tally has itself that feature enabled within the Tally
हाँ।
to be. For to be related things, you can Tally is a now GST connected features are there. You can simply import the to be and everything within the Tally itself, and then those effects can be synchronized. But if there is a separate market TDL is there, the
हुँ,
TDL data may not flow to the branch.
हाँ, नो द टीडीएल डेटा विल नॉट फ्लो टू द ब्रांच, But will it impact? Means suppose if I make some changes in my tally in
हम्म।
respect of that TDL, I think that will not get impacted over there, na, in any way.
नहीं, जो एंट्री में अगर आप एंट्री की जो बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर है उसमें चेंज करेंगे डेबिट क्रेडिट में या अमाउंट्स में, तो ठीक है, वो सिंक्रोनाइज हो जाएगा। बट
अच्छा।
अगर टीडीएल के स्पेसिफिक फंक्शंस का एक्सेप्टेंस रिजेक्शंस वगैरह है, वो
हाँ
वहां पे आई थिंक बिकॉज देर इज नो टीडीएल देर ना, सो
हाँ हाँ
इट
हाँ।
मे नॉट गेट देयर।
Okay, okay. Got your point, sir. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Komal ji,
Yeah,
thank
I
you
think
very
we
much
should
for
conclude. Yeah.
we are just now closing this session. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity for presenting today. I hope this session enables the participants to work more effectively.
Hmm. So that's actually the purpose of this knowledge forum, that we are here so that people can make use of such features, and expert like you who can actually share practical insights. That's what make the CA Connect forum. So thank you so much, Nilay ji. In fact, I would just read out few comments. Somebody actually put that I just found so many opportunities now because of how you had explained today, and how the session was very informative. You can see the reactions here. It's all a compliment for you, sir. So
Thank you.
somebody is asking for your number. uh, I think Mr. Martin, maybe email ID, if you can write to him, because if you put the
I'm
question,
just sharing my
yeah,
email ID.
yeah. So you can put in the chat also, so that, yeah.
Yes, I have put
No,
my
sir,
in my
actually
chat.
that has gone to host and panelist. If
Oh,
you can
sorry.
put it in the,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Alok ji, my
You can,
you
yeah.
can connect me on my email ID. I will share my number to you. Actually, sharing number on the public forum
Yeah,
creates
yeah, and so this video
some
will also be uploaded on
different
YouTube,
issues.
so we should
I will
avoid.
surely connect back to those who require my contact numbers. Please just drop in an email. We will surely connect.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nileji, and thank you, participants, for being here just for the, Q&A also. So I'm sure this is very insightful. Thank you so much. All the compliments are here for Nileji for preparing and knowing the audience and what problems will come and how to answer them very precisely. Thank you so much. I will now end the session. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.